It is my pleasure today to serve as moderator of the panel on SBA programs and services. My name is Sylvia Gutierrez, and I'm with the U.S. Small Business Administration, and I'm an economic development specialist. Today, we are moderating a panel here of our resource partners for the Faith and Business Summit, Connecting Faith and Business. And this is the 13th annual summit. This is the first time that we are having it virtual. Normally, we have this event at the convention center, attended by over 300 to 500 people. But today, we are glad, very, very happy to have this event virtual because we know that we have a following and we do not want to be in a position of not providing the services that the followers that we have for the faith-based summit that they might be needing at this particular time. So I am going to be moderating a panel of SBA programs and services with the Women Business Centers, SBDC, and SCORE. These are organizations that are partially funded by the SBA to provide education, counseling, training, coaching, everything that businesses need at this point to move forward.
My name is Michelle Skilgen. I serve as Executive Director of the Inland Empire and Coachella Valley Women's Business Centers. The Women's Business Centers are programs of the Inland Empire Center for Entrepreneurship. The Center for Entrepreneurship is a program of the Jack H. Brown College of Business and Public Administration, all at Cal State University, San Bernardino. The Women's Business Centers provide business counseling, training, and mentoring to women who want to start and grow a business. But despite the name, we help men too.
My name is Paul Nolta with the Inland Empire Small Business Development Center. I am the interim director of the program, and we are a program that works to help entrepreneurs either start, maintain, or expand their small businesses. We do that in really three key ways, one of them being education. So our educational platform, we train, probably provide about close to 200 workshops a year. Currently, everything is virtual, so live webinars, as well as recorded content that you can access. Second thing we do is one-on-one consultation. So we've assembled a team of consultants to provide you services to provide hands-on help. And that help comes from CPAs, HR specialists, website, SEO, content, procurement. So a team of high-level experts that are ready to provide hands-on assistance. And last is a link to resources. So whether that is streamlining your license permit process, trying to get you in front of the right lending options, we're there to help.
Hello, my name is Joy Clark Holmes, and I am the District Director for Southern California for SCORE. SCORE is an SBA resource partner that provides free and confidential business mentoring, workshops, and training for small business owners from startup to dissolution. We're there for the life of your business.
In March, we went remote, so the entire staff moved their office home, basically. So all of our one-on-one business counseling is via Zoom or via phone, and all of our workshops are now webinars. How it has changed is we still work with folks, everyday needs for the business owner, but now, especially in March, we were assisting people through EIDL, Economic Injury Disaster Loan. We assisted people through applying for the PPP program, Paycheck Protection Program. We're helping people pivot. So, this is what I did previously. Where do I go next? So it's just completely rethinking your business if COVID has affected you. Now, some businesses COVID hasn't affected, or maybe they have opportunity for growth. So it is situational, and we address each individual client with their specific needs. And in addition to that, we're offering webinars that relate to pivoting, where are you at, where do you need to go, business planning, thinking things through. in addition to all of that, we've added a couple of social opportunities, a mix of social and business. Coffee with a counselor. I don't know about you, but I miss people. I miss that social aspect. So we have wind down on Friday afternoon, evening. So we've added a little bit more social so that people can connect with one another. So, and the changes will keep coming. Needless to say, the pandemic isn't over, and so we will adjust and meet the needs as we progress.
In a normal year, probably work with around 2,000 individual entrepreneurs and around 5,000 hours of consultation. As of today, we've assisted just under 4,000 clients with around 9,000 hours of consultation. And the demand and the help is pretty diverse, but we do have specialists that are the grant packaging, the loan packaging, sourcing out the PPP and the EIDL grants, as well as the local city and county grants. So we've partnered with the cities to help provide educational webinars, as well as the loan packaging. So our team is there to help. We're there from start to finish to get your packaging done on the grants. Another big part of it is going into the e-commerce world. That's a big challenge and something that you need to take advantage of. So again, we've assembled a team that's going to take you from start to finish. So what does it even mean to be on e-commerce? What are your options? What's the best way to start based on whether you want to sell products or service? We've put together a team that will then analyze. So just getting on e-commerce is one thing, but now sharing that with the world, marketing it, taking payment, all of those things come into play, and we have a team there to assist with that. So marketing, PPP forgiveness, loan applications, grants, looking at your strategy. The pivot world, the word I should say rather, has been utilized tremendously. I would rather, and again, pivot is just another way to say something that we as entrepreneurs have done from day one, and that's really solve a problem for your customer, add value. And so sit down and work with our team to do that. Identify your strategy, figure out a way in which we can, solve the current problem and add value to your customer.
This is a very, very devastating time for the small business community. And we have experienced firsthand, first of all, with the EIDL loans and with the PPP loans. We serviced many thousands of business owners in conjunction with all of our partners and our funding partner, the Small Business Administration. And we recognized prior to that small businesses really needed a lot of support. But what we learned as a result of working with businesses to help them, fill out their loan applications and to understand their eligibility, is that we needed to double down on what we were doing. We needed to really, really dive in there with our small businesses and provide even more support and education, especially in the area of financial management. So we jumped in, we helped out as best as we could to help those business owners with their applications, and then after that period was over, we decided to start a entrepreneurial leadership and entrepreneurial monthly series, a 5-week at no cost, available online for small businesses. Those in business could benefit from it, as well as people who just have an idea. If you just have an idea, we want you to call us first, because we could save you a lot of time and a lot of money and help you start a business that could grow and be successful. So we're running those monthly. They're 5 weeks. And as soon as you graduate from it, we will assign you to a mentor to help you work on your plan. You get the basics there, and then we're able to guide and support you. So that is something that we directly, as a result of that, we also in our Orange County office expanded our workshops. We're now running workshops every week with different subject matter experts. One of them recently done by an attorney for a 3-week series that is telling you exactly what you need to do to start and be legally compliant, especially here in California where we have so many regulations that we need to make sure that we adhere to. Um, those are the kinds of things that we're doing to help businesses during this tough time.
Well, what I will say are there are a lot of success stories. Everybody has thought differently, and unfortunately, there's some failure stories too. But everybody that we've been in contact with has had the mindset of where do I go? What do I do? How can I adapt to the situation? And we've worked with clients that are busier than they've ever been, and they just had to think outside of the box, and how they interact with people. People are still buying. There's still needs out there to be fulfilled. You just have to change your mindset in order to fulfill that. We had a client that was really struggling, and we kept having conversations, and then the light bulb lit, and it was like, oh my goodness, and just a complete 180, and their business is off and running again. So I think it just, when you're in the business every day, you see one path sometimes, and it's just having conversations with others to help you figure out where you can take your business in order to get sales and operations back running positively again.
Just like with any debt or funding that's coming into a business, our team's going to sit down with you and make sure, one, does it make sense? Are we putting the right money towards the right use? So whether that be a grant or whether it be a loan, yes, they are still available. So you're definitely not too late to the game. They are still accepting applications, and new ones come online every day. There's certain cities that'll be launching next week. I can't really share exactly what cities those are yet until they make those announcements, but there are still city and county grants that will be coming online. So, first step would be communicate. So whether it's your local chamber, your local city, or our program, just stay in the loop, because we're the ones that are pushing out the content on when those new grants are coming available. And second part of it is to, again, sit down with us. We're going to help you strategize. Okay, if we take this as a loan, what does it do to your cash flow, and how do we plan for that? If it's a grant, how do we utilize it and spend it so that we are preparing ourselves to be in a much better position when either you are able to fully reopen or, expand what you're currently doing.
Despite everything that's gone on, there has been some successes during this period, and it's been really those business owners who have the ability to see what's going on and to pivot, as they say. That's a great word everybody's using today, this pivot. This business owner ran a cleaning company for the past 2.5 years. It was a franchise type cleaning company, and she had been expanding, doing cleaning outside of the franchise work for events. So she had a business plan already. She had events lined up. I mean, she was booked for the next 5 months. So what happened to the events business, right? We all know it just cratered. And so she was able to secure an EIDL loan for $85,000. And what she was able to do with that EIDL loan was to reconstruct her business to an online training and portal for janitorial companies. And in addition to that, because of additional resources through another nonprofit that we work with, they were able to provide her with direction to develop an app. She was able to find a vendor in India to develop the app. They provided her with an attorney to develop the contracts that she would need, and she's on her way now to a completely different type of business, online, still in the janitorial field, and it's pretty exciting.
I have a lot of success stories. I personally have been on the telephone with people, helping them how to reach the website, how to navigate the application, how to answer questions that are on the application, and how to submit the button so that they can get a successful response that they have actually submitted their application successfully to the SBA. And also, I have answered a lot of questions about how to complete the PPP loan application. I cannot give you names, I cannot give you a list, but pretty soon you will be hearing from our office about the success stories that we have from the hundreds of people that we have helped on the phone about how to navigate the difficult situation right now. And not to go any further, you are probably familiar with the Small Business Week Awards. Most of the time, we celebrate Small Business Week in May. Due to the circumstances, we cannot recognize the winners that we had selected for this year. And it was not until this month of September that we started having a little bit more time to recognize the successful businesses of the Small Business Week program. And we were very happy to go back and send first an email or a phone call, a check-in chat with them, and we found out that all of them are doing well, that all of them have utilized the programs and services of the SBA to continue staying in business, to have access to capital, and continue moving forward. I am very, very happy to report that none of them are going to be closing their doors, but by using the programs and services of the SBA, they are actually being creative and thinking of different ways of growing their businesses, and they are getting contracts, they are getting grants, and they are expanding, and they have their employees on board. So I think those are some of our main success stories. You can have access to those stories and hear about them, about how they made it through the pandemic, and how the SBA and our resource partners were very intricate in this process. You can have access to them by going to our website at sba.gov/ca/Santa, and you will have one press release with the link to 11 or 12 different stories, success stories, about how these businesses have succeeded during this time.
Every business is different. Every situation is different. And so with the Women's Business Center, we speak to a client and we let them share their story. We let them share where they're at, what their concerns are. And timing is different for every single business. And so they have to figure out their timing. But we're there to be that sounding board to help them think it through. In addition to that, we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, the next day, in the new year. And so everyone has to be prepared for change, because we know that's the only thing that is for sure is change.
Now more than ever is time for you to be an entrepreneur. And what that means to be an entrepreneur is really to, one, take ownership, right? Take an ownership mindset of what you have and what you can control. Don't worry about what's going on around you and what others are doing, and so is doing it different. You take ownership of your business, and control what it is that we can do. So whether that's pivoting our marketing, looking at our financials, cash flow. Normally we're looking at a 1, 3, and 5. Right now we really got to be looking at that 60, 90, 120 day planning. So it's a little bit tighter planning, and it's not projecting so far out. So that's the one key one, is take ownership. The second thing is make sure you're getting results, right? So don't do something just on the whim without any sort of analysis behind it and thinking about what it is and why we're doing that particular pivot, if you will. Is it getting you the results that you want? And then finally, never stop learning and adapting, right? So there's new things that are happening. There's new things that, new forms of payment, new way of e-commerce, new things that we probably didn't really, we know we wanted to do them, May have pushed them off for a little bit, but really now's the time to learn and adapt. And again, that's entrepreneurship, right? Ownership mindset, constant strive for results, and never stop learning. And that's really the only advice I can give you at this point in time. And again, surround yourself with a strong network. The stronger your network is, the faster you can get from one place to the other. And so definitely reach out to your chambers, reach out to the SBDCs. We are a huge network that is there to support you, and help any way we can.
For those clients who are in industries where it's clear that they're not going to be coming back for 2 years, we really try to get them to see that. People have a tendency to want to think 6 months will be fine. And we're really trying to tell people to think in a 2-year cycle. Tear up the business plan, write a new one. Because the one you wrote and you were great on is not the one that's going to take you through this pandemic. And that's probably the hardest thing for successful business owners to do. They've been successful doing what they're doing, had been doing, and it's very difficult for them to sit down and really say something new is happening here. So that's really what we say. Tear up the business plan and start anew, and look towards growing industries, look towards technology-based industries, look towards online. Re-educate yourself. You might have to take some courses in search engine optimization, not to do it, but to understand it. You might have to take some courses on digital applications, not to do it, but to understand what the opportunity might be for you to flip and change. This is not going away. I just read an article that said that most jobs and industries are lost during a recession to automation. We're not going back, and that's probably the advice that we give them most often. We're not going back, so you have to look forward.
Yes, the advice that I have for the businesses that are contacting right now is very similar to the advice that we are giving across the board with our resource partners, because we have been working together to reach out to the startup business, to the existing business, the mature business. And one of the things that we found out right now is that businesses need to reinvent themselves. A lot of them do not need to rewrite the business plan, but most of them need to rewrite a portion of their business plan. And for that, I recommend that they visit our resource partners, SBA, starting with the SBA, the SBDCs, the Women Business Centers, to speak with a consultant. Because I think it's very difficult for a business owner who is running a business to think about in all the options that are available to a business without speaking to an expert. And why would you not want to speak to an expert if in this economy we do not know it all? And the resources are there for you. They have been paid by a grant from the US government in order to be able to provide these services for free. In addition to that, we have heard about the CARES Act. The CARES Act has provided money to the SBA, and each one of our resource partners has received additional funding to provide help to businesses. For example, the Women Business Centers has hired additional consultants so that we can address the needs of our communities, the hundreds of telephone calls and businesses that before did not think that they need assistance, they are calling us now. The Women Business Centers have also received, the Women Business Centers received funding. The Small Business Development Centers received funding. We have several small business centers here in the Tri-County area of Orange County, San Bernardino, and Riverside. And I understand that the Small Business Development Center has hired at least 40 new consultants to address the needs of the community in this area. historically, Orange County is a very thriving area economically. I think I heard at the Orange County Airport one day when I was traveling that Orange County is in the top 10 cities of the United States that has a lot of economic potential and is growing very fast. And so for that reason, I was very pleased to hear that the SBDC has 40 new consultants to address and to help the business needs in this area.
So, if you'd like assistance through the Women's Business Center, whether it's the Inland Empire Coachella Valley, our websites are iewbc.org or cvwbc.org. Go to our website. You can sign up for a webinar. You can also sign up directly for a counseling session. We've got our calendars right there. You click who you want to meet with and you set it up. You're going to get an email to ask for completing a client intake form, and then you're going to have that appointment set. You can also call our offices. The IEWBC office number is 909-890-1242, or you can call our Coachella Valley office, which is 760-345-9200. Reach out to us. We're here to assist you.
From day one, we've been there and delivering services. Yes, those services are via Zoom and phone appointments. So again, we are simply a phone call away to assist you. So a simple call to our number, 951-781-2345, is going to get you into our admin, and she will coordinate the best time for you to either have a phone conversation or set up a Zoom meeting with any one of our consultants.
Score.org. Click on, as soon as you go on our website, it'll ask you, do you want a mentor? You click on there, and it will ask you for your zip code, where you live, what topic, and you can search in there and find individual mentors. I get a lot of requests. People reach out directly to me. All of our profiles are in a national database, and you can search for a mentor by location, by industry, by any factor that you want, and it will automatically send a message to your local chapter, and we will assign you to a mentor. Or you can directly contact the mentor through that national database.
By going to our website, which is probably the easiest way to reach us at any time of the day that you have time or that you are thinking about contacting the SBA, is sba.gov/ca/Santa. And that is the web address to our district office here, the one that services Orange County, San Bernardino, and Riverside. You can see there also the list of the staff of the SBA, and next to it, you can see our telephone numbers. And you can contact us as well. And many people get the phone number from the website and they call me directly if they want to speak to me about bilingual services, about bilingual programs, somebody who speaks Spanish, or somebody in need of services in another language. For some reason, they feel comfortable to call me because they feel I have information about bilingual programs and I can try to help them in any other language as well. My telephone number, and I'm going to look at my business card because I do not always know it, just to make sure I give you the right phone number. My cell work number is 714-552-2918.